This podcast is part of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. Let's build community through connection, conversation, and collaboration. This podcast is sponsored by Lever Consulting, editing with a purpose. Check them out at leverconsulting.com for a free consultation.
Hi, I'm V.
And I'm Ryan.
Welcome to Cringe With Me. Do you shudder internally when you witness a Karen going off on some innocent service industry worker?
Do you consume bad fan fiction and or have tattoos from your favorite shows?
Do you strain to listen in on awkward date stories?
Is your family the worst and you just don't want to feel alone?
Then we have the podcast for you. Cringe With Me. February is here, which means that it's time for us to do our first month in review for January.
Let's get that voting going. Maybe we'll get more than 15, 20 votes this time.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Nice.
You want to help us out? You want to click a little vote? You want to click a little button?
Little button? Button? Yeah.
We'll give your opinion? Yeah?
All right, well, we'll do the recap for you real quick. My episodes were in a two-parter, keeping it in the family. We started off with the sister edition, where the younger sister was trying to get at the husband, and the couple handled it very maturely.
Yes. Yeah, that one was pretty good. That one just restored my faith. I like when people restore my faith in marriages. It's always good. My episode was the second week, which was Petty Party. You were so close to being the asshole.
Yeah, just like you were so close to winning this month, but we'll see.
Oh, okay, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, no, that one was about the wife and husband, where the wife is condescending and a control freak, and he
gave her a taste of her own medicine.
Yeah, he at a very opportune time fired back with her exact words, and it was not received particularly well.
It was so good. And then I followed it up with the part two, which was the more dominating of the two.
Oh, yeah.
Keep in the Family Mother edition, where the mother and the husband had a 20 or so year long affair and fathered some of the children. Yeah, and there were so many babies in the family.
Yep. Yeah, she found out her siblings were also her stepchildren or something, or it was wild.
Yeah, it was a wild ride. That
was such a wild ride that I still doubt whether that's real. I want to fact check that one, because that's nuts to me. This is a lot of people doing something that they know is very wrong. And then we threw in the religious element where she was a children's youth minister and they'd done it in the church. And I'm like, man, the hypocrisy on display here is astounding.
Yeah. And then you finished it off at the end of the month.
Yeah, I tried to come back swinging with, we titled it, Is Racist TikTok Real? Which, I haven't seen the comments yet to see if anyone's found the verification for us, but this was about the girl who was in an abusive relationship with her ex, who was really racist towards her, and then his new girlfriend, who's also not white, started being racist towards her as well without really knowing her, and then she's like, hey, just so you know, your boyfriend's also racist. He was racist about you. Here's the evidence.
Yeah, just racism as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, we got a little into our niche TikToks in that one too, so it was a fun episode, but...
Yeah, so let us know in the socials who you think won last month.
Yes.
And we will probably bicker about it.
Yes, absolutely.
But without any further ado, let's get into February.
Yes. February. That's what month we're on.
That's the month we're working on.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, so
how's the sound looking? Should we just do a sound check? Okay.
Oh, I've been doing that.
Okay, I was like, I wasn't talking over here, so I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, you've been mumbling and it's picking up. All right, so this is another from Best of Redditor Updates, which is just... We were talking about this before we went on air, actually. What is up with Reddit? Where are all the good stories? Come on, guys. Give us your garbage.
It's been shocking.
Yeah, the beginning of this year, it's people don't have anything nasty to say.
Yeah, the mines have run dry.
Yes, mines have... But I did find a small little gem that was posted 5 days ago. I think it's going to get taken down.
Ooh.
But Here we go. My husband cannot accept that I don't like mustard, and things got heated yesterday.
That's the title?
That is the title.
Mustard.
Mustard.
All right, we're about to have some drama about mustard. Let's go.
We have been married for 2 years, dating for 5. We are both 34. Okay.
Does that mean that they were dating for 5 years and then got married and been married for 2 years? Or does it mean they've been together for 5 years total, 2 of which have been married?
You bring up wonderful questions.
I'm just curious. I guess it doesn't really matter 5 years or 7 years, but, continue.
Okay. I'm a woman and he is a man, if that matters at all.
I mean, if it's about mustard, I hope not. I don't know what gender has to do with mustard, but I guess we'll find out.
I'm not a picky eater. In fact, I'm quite an adventurous eater. And every time I've traveled, I've always made it a point to try out new dishes with unusual, uncommon ingredients or stuff that I personally find exotic.
This sounds so white. Sorry. Continue.
There are very few foods I won't eat. One of them is mustard, as in the condiment. Mustard.
Sure, yeah. A lot of people don't like mustard. That's fine.
I don't like it. I just don't. The taste is very strong and overpowering, and it's unpleasant. I've tried yellow, stone, ground, honey, artisanal, brown, spicy, you name it. I've tried it. I've tried them all. I just don't like them. I don't like the taste of mustard. My husband, for some reason, has never understood this. He loves mustard, especially honey mustard. He puts it on everything. Sandwiches, dips, mashed potatoes. You name it. He puts it on it. Like that commercial. I put that shit on everything.
Okay.
And every time he puts it on something new, he forces me to try it. And he insists that I'll like it this time. I'm a grown-ass woman. I know what I do and don't like, and one of the things that I don't like is mustard. So I'll say no, and it'll devolve into a mini argument where he'll call me picky. Well, last night, we were on the road home from a weekend trip that we took together, and he stopped at a gas station to get a quick bite to eat. He got a hot dog and slathered it in mustard. I really don't like hot dogs to begin with, but I'll eat them if there's nothing else.
Got it.
While we waited in line, he asked what I got on mine. I told him nothing. He got actually furious, grabbed it from me, marched over to the condiment station, and began putting mustard on my hot dog. He told me to grow the F up and stop being so picky.
What? What is happening right now?
They're in a gas station.
Yeah, I'm just...
They're
why?
They're fighting over my...
Why is it childish to have a plain hot dog? What's childish about that?
But like you said...
I'm lost.
She didn't even put ketchup on it. She put nothing.
I know. I think it's weird, but not childish.
Like, it's her hot dog. She's the one eating it.
Some people don't like condiments. Some people don't like sauce. That's a thing. Yeah, my partner's like that. She doesn't like sauce on anything. It's very weird. I mean, I think it's weird because I like sauce on so many things, but I also don't think it's childish. It's just a preference.
Yeah, it's her food. I just walked out and sat in the car. I didn't even want the damn dog anymore. My appetite was gone. And I'd like to take a moment to point out that this person curses a lot, but didn't want to drop the F-bomb.
No, of course not.
No, but every other curse is fine.
Yeah.
Which is why this is getting demonetized.
Yeah, that's always the way it goes.
Yeah, it's whatever. Alright. I didn't even want the damn dog anymore. My appetite was gone. He came back and began screaming at me for embarrassing him even further. The word divorce has never been said before. But I was secretly recording his screaming because I was genuinely afraid that I was going to die.
Over a hot dog? Over mustard?
He was driving erratically, swerving, cursing, threatening, and speeding.
I don't even know. Like, what is happening? This is madness. How did we get from mustard to this? Like, also, I can't imagine this is the only thing that he reacts this way to, right? This sounds like somebody who has serious anger issues. I don't think it's about the mustard.
I don't know. She says it's about the mustard.
Yeah, but that could be wrong.
Okay. We got a little longer to go.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll put on the tinfoil hat at the end, but
okay.
I have some theories.
I'm in a hotel tonight. He ignored me all day at work, and then the calls went straight to voicemail. And as soon as he realized I wasn't coming home, that's when he started to respond to me. Non-stop voicemails, text, and calls since then. He sent me a screenshot of a Google search result for local divorce lawyers. I haven't eaten all day, and I've been sobbing in this damn hotel room all day. I don't want to get a divorce, and I wish I just ate the effing mustard. Someone, anyone, please, give me an explanation. Am I in danger? Why would he react this way to a preference of mine? Why is this about mustard? What is wrong with mustard? I feel so completely broken right now.
Well, that was a roller coaster.
Yes, it was. It was insane.
This is insane. Like, this is certifiably insane.
Yes, without a doubt.
Like, so tinfoil hat on, I don't think that this is the only thing he freaks out about. I think this is the one that she is focusing on, but I imagine that from what it sounds like, there's tension in the relationship already, and this man has some serious anger issues.
And it pops up over mustard.
Sure, I bet it pops up over other things too, but for whatever reason, the mustard one is one that stands out to her. Pattern recognition is kind of a weird phenomenon in brains. We don't always recognize obvious patterns, and sometimes we pick up on ones that aren't really there.
Yeah, brains are an interesting organ. But the cool thing of Best of Redditor updates is that there's always
an update.
An update.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay, let's get into the update, because this right now is just madness.
All right. So, some answers to questions that I keep getting. Regarding to when I said that we don't have sex.
What? That wasn't in the original post?
No, it wasn't.
Must have been one of the comments.
Exactly.
Okay.
But when I scrolled through, I noticed that the comments have been scrubbed clean, which is why I think this one's going to get taken down at some point.
Okay.
Because remember, this is 5 days ago.
Wow.
So, moderators aren't happy here.
Yeah, geez.
Regarding when I said no to sex. He would respect when I say no to sex, but insist that I give him a blowjob regardless of how I felt.
Okay, now we're taking a different turn. Not just anger issues. This person's awful.
I used to give in and not think it was a big deal at first, but lately I've been dreading doing it. He typically buys me flowers or something afterwards to make me feel better. I used to actually enjoy giving blowjobs, but I don't know if I'll ever want to do them again.
Yeah, this is...
Oh, right. If the argument persisted after me turning him down, he would respond by saying, "Are you going to make me force you?" And then, if I would point out that that sounds R-wordy, he would say that he's not that kind of man.
I mean, it sounds like he is. I mean, all jokes aside, this is actually pretty serious now. This is...
You see why she was scared.
This is assault.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Second answer. If I have a support system, the answer is no. I've always had a very small circle of friends, most of whom are closer to him than they are with me. At this point in my life, my parents have passed away, unfortunately, and I am estranged from the rest of my family. I was also an only child. I don't have anybody I can really lean on for support right now.
Okay.
Question number 3. I'm financially capable of living on my own and could, without a doubt, afford a divorce lawyer. I just really don't want things to go that way, especially over mustard.
Yeah, this isn't about the mustard. This is about the fact that your husband is probably assaulting you, and...
But the only thing she focuses on
is the mustard.
Is the mustard.
This person's so deep This is I forget the name of the syndrome where people are like trapped
Stockholm syndrome?
I guess, is it Stockholm?
It is Stockholm syndrome.
Okay. I was like, I thought there was another name for this kind of relationship, but maybe it's just Stockholm. But yeah, it's bad. Like, this is bad. This person needs out, and they don't even realize how badly they need out, but this is such a terrible situation.
Next answer to the next question.
Okay.
We have no kids. We have no kids. We have no equity, and our finances are mostly separate, aside from one bank account where we pay bills from. We were looking into buying a house prior to all this. Answer to the next question. I am currently safe. I am at work and staying at a hotel until further notice. Although he has continued to text me every day, at least 4 or 5 times. And this update came 2 days after the original post. One of the messages he said is that he loves me and he doesn't want to lose me, but I am forcing his hand by refusing to communicate with him. And I must answer for my slights against him.
Her slights against him? What slights?
I'm assuming it has something to do with mustard.
Well, that's what she thinks.
Yes.
How could that be a slight? I don't know. This is just sad.
All right. Are you ready for the next update?
Okay, yeah. I mean, if there's more updates.
There's 2 more updates to go.
Okay. This can't get better.
Thank you all for your kind words, as well as the resources that you have been sending to me. He has reverted back and has told me that he never wants to see me again. So I suppose this part of our story is over. I will admit that while I was at work and thinking of him and was very lonely, I was considering just going straight home, knowing what awaited me. Too drained to muster up anything other than an apology to him and hope whatever punishment he had in mind would fix things and we could just go back to normal. But I fear that normal is not actually normal. I also don't want to apologize over not wanting mustard. I don't think I did anything wrong, and you all have helped me validate that in my mind. I always felt like the other shoe was going to drop while I was with him. So I guess in a way I've always been tiptoeing around issues with him and just not realizing it. And somewhere along the way of loving him, I had lost myself. I never liked mustard. I never liked golf. I never liked camping. I never liked wine. And now I don't really like blowjobs. But he loved all those things. And he wanted me to love those things. So I learned to love those things. With the exception of mustard. He said that introducing me to his hobbies and his lifestyle would help us grow as a couple. But I realize now that he was just trying to form me into a person that I wasn't, to match what he wanted. I'm going to have to learn to be my own person again. The last few days have really broke me, and I never thought this time last week that I would honestly be searching for a divorce lawyer. I still don't really want a divorce. That just feels so permanent. I never pictured myself as a divorcee. I used to be very deliberate about every choice that I've ever made. But I guess marrying him was the wrong choice. At least I didn't eat the damn mustard.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. Is that the last update?
No, there's one more update.
There's one more, okay. This is probably I didn't think we'd hit a darker episode. This episode is darker to me than the other one.
You think this is the darkest episode?
I think so. This person has been trapped in an unhealthy marriage. They've been, I think, sexually assaulted and,
and they're
groomed. It's just very creepy and dark. You know, this is not, humorous stuff. This is dark.
It started off really humorous.
It started off humorous and it took a very dark turn, and it hasn't quite come back from that, despite the occasional quip about mustard. I mean, I'm glad they're keeping a sense of humor about this, but oh my god.
Yeah. This is the next update. First of all, I think I'm going to take the rest of the week off from work to get everything in order. I've scheduled some time with my therapist, and over the quick over-the-phone conversation they've had, they have convinced me to look into a sexual assault attorney, which I've come to realize that I am the victim of. It makes me feel completely numb to think of all those encounters as non-consensual, but when I think about it, I really didn't want it. I'm also talking to a couple different lawyers, and I'm going to settle on the decision of who they are soon. Second of all, he found the hotel that I'm staying at. I guess he followed me home from work the other day. He was waiting for me in the lobby. My heart skipped a beat, and I realized I did not miss him.
Yeah.
I was afraid of him making a scene, and I need to unlearn that. I sat with him in the lounge area and we talked. I pointed out the security cameras. I mentioned to him that if he tried to hurt me, there would be footage and I would press charges without a second thought. He was completely shocked and said, he'd never hurt me. He has never hurt me. Why would I think something as awful as that? He's not that kind of man.
I mean, he is that kind of man.
I reminded him of how scared I was in the car, and he completely ignored this statement entirely. He asked why I wasn't just coming home with him and being a good girl. I tried my best to keep my face completely blank, and I told him, because you're divorcing me. And he said he didn't mean it. He was just upset when he threatened divorce. I reminded him that when normal people are upset, they express it in healthy ways. You threatened to end our marriage, and I am taking your threat seriously. He got pissed and asked why I wasn't acting my normal sweet self. And honestly, I wanted to end the conversation right there. But it dragged on for a bit, and I told him that I was looking for a divorce lawyer and he should probably do the same if he hasn't already found one. And he lashed out and said, "You're doing all of this over a little bit of mustard."
Wow.
I just stared at him, and I stood up, and when I tried to leave, he grabbed my wrist, and I once again pointed at the camera, which got him just angrier. And I realized he could never handle slights against his ego. One mistake. It wasn't one mistake. It was a pattern of abuse over many years in many areas that I just wasn't realizing was abuse. Whenever something went wrong, he would point to mustard as the cause, and I have been believing him for far too long.
Wow.
I told him to never contact me again, and that if he needed conversations, he could do so through my lawyer.
Well, good for her.
I wanted to say that I was a badass and celebrated in my room, but I sobbed all the way up to it. I feel sick and angry and sad. He doesn't care about me, and I've been crying all day, hoping that I can get an appointment with my therapist soon. In the span of less than a week, my entire life has fallen apart. And he had me thinking it was all over mustard.
Oof. Well, the poetic way it came back to the mustard is very interesting.
Right?
This almost feels like fiction the way it's written. It takes you on a quite a roller coaster, but wow. Yeah, that was dark.
Oh. Okay, so as we were recording, a new update has been posted.
You're kidding me.
I'm not. Look at this. Bam. New update.
Oh my god. All right. This is breaking news.
Okay, so I haven't even read this. All right. I have a divorce lawyer. That's all I am comfortable revealing at this time. I will also mention that I moved to a different hotel that is slightly more safe and secure. My boss will allow me the rest of this week off and allow me to go remote for the time being. I'm currently in the process of getting a restraining order, but his calls and texts have really ramped up. I think I want to take a break from all of this, so don't expect any more updates for a while. I am planning to reach out to his mother, my mother-in-law, to keep her in the loop of the situation. As many of you pointed out, I need to find the person that I am legitimately the closest to at least start unpacking some of what's going on. Unfortunately, that person is his mother.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Not going to go well for a lot of reasons, probably, but...
This isn't a happy update, but things are moving on.
Yeah, okay. That's it?
That's it.
That's the end?
That's all she wrote.
Well, she wrote a lot.
She wrote a lot.
There was a lot going on.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, you know, I don't think we normally do this, and maybe it won't stay in, and that's fine, but, like, probably worth saying at this point, if you think you are the victim of any sort of sexual abuse or, you know, physical abuse or domestic abuse of any kind, please seek help. Do not stay like this woman, trapped in this kind of situation. Get out.
We will have a couple resources linked in the description of this podcast. There is help out there for you.
Yeah. This story is dark, but all too common. Like, this is not an unusual thing to hear about. It's depressing how common it is. So a lot of terrible people in the world who do a lot of terrible things to their significant others. And this is... Man. This
is wild.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna already win for me most depressing episode.
Yeah. At that, I think we need to go take a nap.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for listening. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Cringe With Me.
Go follow us so you can vote every month on which story you thought was the cringiest.
I'm gonna win.
No, I'm going to win.
Hello, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Andrew. And I'm Christian.
And I'm Alec.
And we are Rad Theater, a podcast where a bunch of friends play role-playing games and share a single brain cell, and the GM doesn't always have it. Oh, and it's theater spelled the correct way, Theatre.